what's your thoughts on this? That if you think Boston does cover this game and win the game, do you like Boston team total over, or do you still, think that it'll be a lower scoring, scrappy game?
Well, listeners of the Straight Out of Vegas and also my clients who cashed on this despite the loss with the Celtics know that the Celtics, off a loss, increased their defense to a tremendous degree. Not only are they 65% ATS, but if you look at their positive ATS margin, again, since the beginning of 2022, 80% of it has been because their defense has holding teams below Vegas expectations. Only 20% has been their offense, which makes sense because you can control your defense off a loss rallying crew, paying attention to the video, uh, more than you can will a shot to go in. And if you look at the playoffs, almost all of their positive ATS margin, again, 16 and 6 off a loss, almost all of their positive ATS margin has been 95% of it to be exact. Four out of the 4.2 positive ATS margin points have been because of their defense. So I do think the Knicks team total under is another way to look.
It's a nice
And
one.
I would lean towards the game total, but it's been a major adjustment. Everyone struggled offensively. Jalen Brunson, 36%. Bridges couldn't hit a shot for 30 minutes of action in game two. A lot of these guys are missing everything. So maybe that regresses, but maybe three or four of those players don't regress and continue to struggle. So I would lean under, but the fact that it went from 213 in game one to 211 to now 205 means they're making you pay up for it. And maybe that's the correct thing.
Last one thing I'll mention here: Celtics playoffs on the road. Well, if they're coming off a loss and their next game is on the road, they
Mhm.
are 11-2 straight up and 11-2 against the number there. So a little bit more,
Nice.
yeah, numbers back in the Boston Celtics there for game three. Um, I think my best bet, Mac, I'm just gonna take the page out of your book and take the Knicks team total under 99.5 here. Um, we've mentioned that this has been the two slowest paced teams in the NBA playoffs this season thus far. Um, and again, for the Boston Celtics, they're going to have to bog down defensively, and they have, right? They've except for the overtime game in game one, Knicks had 100 points through 48 minutes, 91 points, uh, in their victory in game two there. And I think that again, I felt like I gave out the best bet over in game one there, and I was completely wrong about that. And it's been that the pace has been slow and the half court defense has been great for both teams. I think that continues throughout the series. It's going to be like we talked about it, that 1990s type of series here between these two teams, and maybe the first team to 95 or 100 points wins each of these games here. So right now you could get a 99.5 on the Knicks team total under. I think that will be my best bet here for this podcast. Knicks team total under 99 and a half. Excuse me, for game three. Definitely looking forward to this on Saturday afternoon. I know, Mac, you've talked a lot about those early starts when it comes to whether it's regular season or in the playoffs, of course, as well. This
Mm.
one, it's not as early, but it is a 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern start time. I think that has a little bit to do with it as well, being an earlier start time, because we've seen most of these games, especially during the weekdays, of course, be in that 7 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then of course your latter game starting around 9:30, 10:30, uh, on the East Coast there. But I think that may have something to do with it here as well. But I also do like it is an earlier start. I'm surprised this one isn't the Saturday night game between the Celtics and the Knicks, because you have T Wolves and the Golden State Warriors on Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern start time there. But yeah, Knicks team total under.
I like that. I had not considered that actually, and that makes me much more. I like the Knicks team total. I'm going to double best bet that with you as well. I think the Celtics win and cover, but that's another way to get at it. It's 3:30 Eastern, and if you're
Yep.
just betting all games in the playoffs before 4 o'clock Eastern, in the last 5 years. I think I did after the COVID year. You're doing very well. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I remember it from a write up earlier in the playoffs. That is definitely a way to look. It's just diurnal variation, as they call it. What your body feels. Not necessarily you're going to play worse, but you're going to play slower and more deliberate. So that makes me lean harder on the under. And the Knicks team total, because I like the Celtics already, is the bet definitely my favorite way to get at it.
There we go. Love it.